Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today I'm going to make a double fan fold shirt. I'm also going to incline ice dye this one. The shirt was washed and dried, soaked in a soda ash solution for at least 20 to 30 minutes, then I wrung it out of my Panda spin dryer so it's just barely damp. I also have it turned inside out. I'm starting by folding the shirt in half. Then using a washable marker and a piece of kite string, I'm going to put the kite string right on the armpit of the shirt and draw an arc onto the shirt. I'm going to fan fold or accordion fold this line that I just drew. I'm going to use some kite string to hold the folds in place. By the way, I have a link down in the description for this video of where to purchase the kite string, as well as like the dye colors that I used and several other helpful tools that I use when I tie-dye. I'm going to fan fold the rest of the shirt and continue tying it with kite string. The difference between kite string and sinew is, for this design, the kite string is going to hold my folds in place tightly, but it won't leave the white lines that sinew will. Since I'm going to incline dye this one, I want the dye to be able to move throughout the folds and not be stopped by a sinew line. Since I'm going to incline dye this shirt, I have put it inside of a piece of vinyl guttering, and for now I just have the guttering laying flat on the table. After I've applied the dye and the ice, I'll incline it into a plastic tub or tote. I'm beginning at the end with seafoam from Custom Colors, followed by navy blue from Dharma Trading Company, Grecian Sea from Dharma, with a little bit more navy blue. I'm going to add navy blue in between all the colors as I go down the shirt. The next color is Mermaid's Dream from Dharma. More navy. And Glacier Blue, also a Dharma color. I'm going to add another row of navy, and then I'm going to start the pattern back over. If you'll notice, after I'm finished using a spoon, I place it on a paper towel in the order that I'm using them so that I know which one goes with which dye color. I don't like to leave my dye colors open First off, because I want to minimize the amount of powdered dye floating around in the air, and secondly, because I don't want to accidentally knock it over and spill it everywhere. I'm making the dye areas a little bit wider on this part of the shirt. Now that I have the dye on, I'm going to add an additional sprinkle of soda ash over the top. I add the extra soda ash just to make sure that as the ice melts and runs through the shirt, it doesn't rinse out too much of the soda ash that was in there from the soaking. I like to make sure I have plenty to react with the dye. Now I'm going to layer on the ice. The left-hand side is going to be the top when I go ahead and incline. So I'm going to add some ice to the gutter part just so that when I tip it up, that will melt down and melt on that very end portion that's at the top. Now I'm placing one end of the guttering down inside of a plastic tub that has large sides, and leaving the other end hanging over the edge. That's inclining the shirt. I'm going to add a little bit of additional ice to the top just to make sure the whole shirt is covered. I came back after the first layer of ice melted and added another light layer of ice. Then I let it process for an entire 24 hours after the second layer of ice melted. Then I took it to my utility sink and I began rinsing it in cold water to rinse out all of the excess soda ash. Then I gradually warmed the water up to hot and continued rinsing to rinse out any of the excess dye that didn't react with the shirt. I rinsed for quite a while in hot water, but there was still quite a bit of blue dye coming out, so I went ahead and added some hot water to my sink, put one small squirt of Blue Dawn dish detergent into the water, and just allowed the shirt to soak. I kept changing out the water when it would cool off, and repeated the soaking process until the water was almost clear. Then I put the shirt into the washing machine along with a little bit of Dharma's textile detergent, and I washed it in hot water. After I washed it and dried it, this is what the shirt looks like. So I really like the color combination. The only unfortunate thing that I did was I put the seafoam green in the armpits, and I think it looks a little weird in the armpit, I'm not gonna lie. I think it would have been better if I would have put maybe a blue in the armpit area, but overall, I really like the shirt. I love the effect that doing an incline does, where you see the dye streaks going through the shirt. The other thing about this shirt is I did not center the shirt, I just folded it in half. So if you'll notice, the right-hand side of the shirt is the side that was the top, or the side that I applied the dye to. So it's not totally symmetrical with the left-hand side. The dye is a little bit darker on the right-hand side than it is the left-hand side. I could solve this by going ahead and centering the shirt before I tied it and applied the dye. That way the front of the shirt would look more symmetrical, and so would the back. It's not quite as noticeable on the back of the shirt, just simply because those two layers were up next to each other, but the left-hand side of the front of the shirt was that very back layer after it was tied. So the dye had to go through the other 3 layers of shirt before it got to this last layer of shirt, or the left side of the front. If you've enjoyed this video, I sure would appreciate it if you would hit the big red subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.